This is me, your boy Veronica Taylor. Today, if you haven't checked out the last one, I did an interview with Hunter Christiansen. I went to school with him at my film and broadcasting class, and so why I figure why do I have him but I don't let his other partner who we mentioned in there, Alexander Beveridge. Basically, just we're gonna be talking with him about his first year of college. I'm a senior, and so I figured, you know, they probably have a story to tell. Alex is no longer a film student, so we're gonna be asking about like what's his first year of high school. I mean, what's his first year of college been like? Why does he not do film pretty much anymore for at least his main goal? And what else has happened since then? If you want to see any of the other stuff, I put down in the description of this video of the links to any of the other ones that include me, Hunter, and Alex. I hope you guys enjoy, and see you next Wednesday. Later, people.
Freshman at Simpson College. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell.
What's up?
How's it going?
Not bad. How you doing?
I'm pretty good.
You're gonna
Pretty good.
you just want to keep your camera off?
Yeah, I'll keep my camera off just because I do not have a good way to set it up.
No, it's chill. I'll just turn mine off then too. And just what I was saying, like, how's college going so far? Like, if for anyone who doesn't know, we went to Central Campus, and that's where we learned all our film stuff, and like, that's kind of where we got the intro to this. But like, what was your first year of college like so far?
It's been pretty great. I mean, obviously, I'm not doing the film stuff anymore, so
Yeah, Hunter told me about that.
yeah, it's a different sort of game than what I was doing in high school. For the most part, it's been pretty. I'd say a pretty bog standard first year of college experience, trying to get good grades in classes, enjoy college as much as I can.
So, what are you doing now? Like, obviously, are you doing English or something? Because I could be wrong, but I thought I remembered you saying something remarkably, something like that.
Yeah, I'm double majoring in English and education, and then I have a minor in communications.
What do you want to do with the English? Is it just something because it kind of relates to film, or are you doing it for a safe path, or what's it for?
Well, being completely honest, when I left high school, I decided that the film path wasn't for me, just not enough stability. So I'm planning on being an high school English teacher.
Are you not going to do any more of the contest or anything like that, or is it like, or is that going to be like a complete new start?
More of a hobby thing than it is a long-term career goal.
No, I get that. So you just want to do it more like for the fun part, but like but you're choosing like English, English and like because like your real thing.
I do that for the love of the game, and I do English teaching for both the love of the game and money.
Yeah, totally. What? And now that you're officially out of high school and like you've reached like what people like to call the real world, as like people like to call it, like how has it been so far with your first year of college? Obviously, you kind of already said that multiple times, but you get what I mean. Like, how's it been so far?
It's an adjustment period for certain. Like you go from pretty much constant guidance and living with other people to being striking out on your own. Granted, I don't think it's as hard as people sometimes make it out to be.
How do you mean?
Well, a lot of people, when they talk about entering the real world, they act like it's going to be this like brand new experience that life hasn't really prepared you for. But when I entered college, I felt pretty prepared for all the things that you needed to do. Hey, go to class, study, do the work that you have to do in order to succeed.
I'd say probably the real. I'm not there yet, but I'd probably say the real world will hit you like when you actually graduate, or like when maybe you're a junior or senior, something like when you're a little bit older. That's probably
more the bills and like housing obligations versus
when you're actually an adult.
Yeah, it's just like head down, lock in, but it's been all right.
People like to say college is either a scam or like it's like the most important thing in the world. What is your thoughts on it so far?
Well, college definitely isn't a scam. I can say that as much. It's definitely not the most important thing in the world, I don't think. I think college gives you a good opportunity and it's given me a good opportunity to mostly meet people, learn new things about the field that I want to pursue. further my education from the point I was already at. Because I'm going into a career that requires a college degree, it's been fairly important and enlightening, to say the least.
Why English? I know it's you've already discussed this a safe point, but why not go to something else?
On top of doing the film stuff in high school, I also did a lot of writing, a lot of communications work, primarily through speech and debate. And English kind of translates everything that I love into one digestible package, communications, writing, reading. Being fully honest, I think it's something that the world sorely needs is good English teachers who are willing and committed to their role. So, given the opportunity, I'd love to be one of those teachers.
Do you want to be one of those people to save the next generation?
There's no saving the next generation. I think that's a oversimplification of it. But I do want to be someone who will assist people on their path through life, like teachers and a lot of my mentors have done for me.
I just saw Instagram doing a little look back. I think it was probably a year or two ago, back when you were in high school. You did a bunch of contests and stuff. You can recap me on what they're for. But back in 23, it says state debate tournament.
Oh, okay, yeah. So during high school, I was top 3 in the state 7 different times for congressional debate. I was the Iowa Debate Senior of the Year my senior year. So I was pretty successful in the activity. And now that I'm in college, I've been continuing to compete on that level. So
so you know what debating means? That's pretty simple. But does that go into this, or what exactly is that for people and me who don't know?
I guess debate is just the idea of communicating ideas and discussing it with other people in an argumentative way, and then eventually either reaching a conclusion when the judge decides who won the argument, or, you reach a conclusion in daily life when you do debate, when both of you reach a mutual level of understanding. What the speech and debate is about is just honing those skills through continued argumentation and going to tournaments where you get ranked on your ability to argue, discuss, or your ability to communicate your ideas and do a speech.
Back when we were actually in Central Campus, I did a little small interview thing for the assignment where Hunter mentioned that you guys were working on a short film, it was set in the woods, and then in the last 2 days he mentioned how even on his end you guys kind of had to put it away because you just didn't have the time, you didn't have the money, you put a lot of resources you didn't have into it. Do you have any upcoming projects?
Yes, but we haven't been able to do a lot of filming recently.
Oh. What's the idea? You don't have to spoil, but what's the idea?
We've been working on a medieval fantasy movie for several months. Essentially, the plot is that there's this flower that is revealed to be it was a myth that was revealed to be true about this flower that can bring someone back to life. So the plot is about a bunch of groups of adventurers heading into the forest to try to find it.
Is it a short film?
It's an hour long probably when it's done.
I like to see that when it's out.
Thank you.
Yeah. What's your side on it if you could hear it?
Okay, so yeah, the film we were working on, calling it short seems like a travesty at this point. It was called Vitality, and we had to shelve it because at a certain point you kind of had to step away from things that you were doing in high school, and coordinating with 15 different people was getting to be far too much of a challenge for both of us to complete. In addition, there was a lot of interpersonal stuff that kind of wrecked the project in a sense. If we could pick it up where we left off and finish it, I don't think I would, because it was fucking miserable to do. But yeah, I guess that's my side of the story. It's not me and Hunter are still really good friends. We still hang out a lot.
Not that it's any of my business, but I know Hunter mentioned he thought it was at least enjoyable, but you didn't like that. You didn't think it was as well.
I think the thing that I didn't find enjoyable about the process was just the stress behind it, especially when I was, I had decided that film wasn't going to be the long-term career I wanted to pursue. Kind of hard to motivate myself to continue to work on this thing that I didn't see coming to fruition. And ultimately it didn't. Hunter's much more of an optimist and whatchamacallit, nostalgic than I am. about certain things.
If I remember right, it was like your senior year when like we were in the same class, we did the podcast and stuff, and like obviously, if you're in the class, you got to do the stuff. But like, was that the point where you kind of realized this wasn't what you wanted to do, or like what point in like high school?
Being fully honest, I've always wanted to be a teacher. Film stuff was never going to be my primary career. I loved working at Central with all the film stuff and doing studio shoots and working on podcasts and editing and all of that stuff.
Because I know, like, whenever I saw you, you were always like, you guys were always on task. You were like basically the role models of like what you should look for when you like, because you always were at your computers, like at least hanging out and like typing and stuff. So I'm not to like get off task, but I always know I saw you like in the hallways doing that and stuff.
Sometimes you just love the game. I don't necessarily think that everything needs to be something that you make money from. I don't think you need to necessarily pursue every career opportunity that comes in your path. Like, I've had a lot of different opportunities in my life to go out and do certain things. Like, I did culinary for a year in high school, and I'm not going to be a chef anytime soon. I think, to me, film was always going to be a hobby more than a career, just because I love the career that I'm trying to do so much that I think it'd be an odd decision for me to step away from the thing I love doing.
I've kind of had to put that like in my mind. Like I tried to go on maybe Reddit and like try to freelance maybe a little bit, try to make some extra moolah. But then when it got complicated, I kind of realized, yeah, you're gonna have to get a real job sooner or later. So you might want to just prepare yourself for that.
Yeah.
Are we gonna see you at the next 48-hour? Like if you are able to do it, like because I didn't get to see it, but I know you, Harper, Thomas, and Hunter, you all four kind of collaborated like last 48-hour.
Hopefully, Double Hat will make a comeback in the next 48-hour film festival. I'll be the only one without a year of film school under my belt, so that's gonna be funny.
They all gonna be at film school? I know besides Hunter, I couldn't remember.
I believe Harper is going to DePaul in Chicago for film school, and then Thomas has bounced around a bunch of different majors. Last time I checked, he wasn't doing film school, but it was at least taking film classes.
My last thing was like when in the next 4 years, I think I heard something like where our brain cells are always changing, and we're going to be in the next 4 years in 2030, especially when you're wanting to be a teacher, at least in the moment.
I don't think that aspect of me is going to change, but I already think I'm a different person than the one that I was when I left high school. Certain things just change you as a person and how you look at life in general. I don't think the whole like cells thing, every 4 years we cycle, is necessarily true. Like, I think there's some parts of us that will always be the same. But in 2030, I have no clue what I'm going to be like, because I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, let alone a month from now, a year from now. I just hope that I can be a better person. I can be a person that would make my current self proud.
When I look back at like my freshman year and whatnot, and like especially with like I'm not trying to keep bringing film in, but like because I was in film like since my freshman year, even though I wasn't supposed to until sophomore. I look back on like all these projects, and I'm like, even I like, oh god, I'm awful. And like you can see all these stuff, and you always have, and I think everybody has that to an extent, but like it's just always weird to see that how like I've definitely changed. I'm the same, but I've changed. Do you think do you look back and like you kind of feel the same?
Like I was saying, I'm not a very nostalgic person. I don't necessarily look back a lot, just because my mind's so forward focused. And being completely honest, when I look back at projects I made 8 months ago, I feel a sense of like, I guess the best emotion to describe it would be cringe, because I think, oh my lord, I could have done so much better. I could have done X, Y, and Z. It's the general sense of like, I don't like looking back as much as I like looking forward. Some things that I did yesterday are going to annoy me for the next month. Why look back on that when I could think about what I'm going to do next?
Well, that was all my questions. I appreciate you, Alex, coming on. It'd be cool to have you back on. Year or two, maybe 4. See how it goes.
Hey, maybe after I'm done my second round of student teaching because I'm already through one and course.
Is that like a year, or like how long? And when's the second year?
Should be next year. Because I've
damn.
done my first 10 hours, so we'll see. We'll see where the next 10 land me.
Obviously, I know it's for school, but if you and Hunter ever want to fuck around, just like you want to do some stupid shit, hit me up. I'm always down to have guests, you know?
All right. I'd love to come on.
When I say go, you get 15 seconds. 3, 2.
Okay. Beveridge 2 million on Instagram is the only social media I use. Follow it or don't. I don't care.
All right. Well, guys, go check it. Alexa, stop.